Luke Michael Howard, clinical hypnotist and owner of Luke Gnosis Hypnosis here today. And today I want to talk a little bit about the difference between a traditional flashback versus an emotional flashback. See, a traditional flashback is when we flash back to a situation, generally a trauma in our life. Perhaps it was an accident, perhaps it was an argument, perhaps it was a falling out with somebody, perhaps somebody passed away. But a very specific thing happened that we can target, that we know. You're having a flashback, you're seeing it and you're feeling it in your body, and it's attached to some very specific situation. That's a traditional flashback. That's how most people think of a flashback. And up until the last 6 months, that's what I thought a flashback was. Then I realized there was a nuance. And the nuance was an emotional flashback. Now, an emotional flashback can be a lot trickier, because an emotional flashback, you don't necessarily have any memory attached to it or a visual, but you have a felt sensation. Have you ever had the experience of everything's going okay, you're having a decent day, you're balanced, you're neutral, dare I say even happy, yet nothing particularly bad happens, yet you just start to feel bad for no reason? There's no reason. You didn't have an argument, a fight with someone, you didn't lose your girlfriend, boyfriend, job, you didn't lose your arm, you didn't gain 60 pounds, but you just felt bad for no reason. And perhaps you notice this pattern quite a bit in your life. Seemingly everything's going okay, job's okay, relationship's okay, health's okay, everything, status quo, it's okay. Yet you don't feel good. Now, when it comes to traditional flashbacks, they're a little bit easier to deal with. In fact, they're quite a lot easier to deal with. Luke, there was this traumatized driving on the highway because 3 years ago I got into an automobile accident on May 1st, 2017 at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Luke, I had problem dating people because the last relationship I was in was horrible. We broke up, we got divorced in 2018, sometime in June. Luke, I'm going through grieving right now because someone I love deeply passed away. Tough times, absolutely, not doubting that in any way, shape or form, but easier to deal with because we can pinpoint those situations. That's a traditional flashback. Emotional flashback, I'm doing okay, yet why don't I feel good? Just got a raise at work, why don't I feel good? Got an amazing boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, they love me, why don't I feel good? I'm helping tons and tons of people out there change their life and I'm getting amazing feedback, why don't I feel good? I just lost 20 pounds, I'm leaner, I'm more toned, why don't I feel good? Emotional flashbacks, we bypass the memory, we bypass the visual. It's not one specific time, much like a traditional flashback. It's an emotion. We just go into the emotion. And it generally comes from implicit memory, the memory we had before a 5-year-old, which we have no conscious recollection. Something generally happened, there was a suggestion given to us or a way that we learnt from our parents or caregivers between 0 and 5, where something, even it may seem small to us now, at the time was big, that we learn to block these emotions, to block the good feelings. And we just started to feel bad and attach a lot of badness even to good things and not know why we're feeling bad. Yet we just seemingly feel bad for no reason. Doing great, feel bad. Get up, doing great, feel bad. Nothing happened, there's not a specific thing. We're just feeling bad for no reason. That's the emotional flashback. It's very tricky to deal with because it's not a way necessary to put the foot in the door before it closes so we can go in and do some mental surgery, if you will. We'll be making some more videos about this coming up. But understand, if you feel bad for no particular reason and you're doing pretty well in life and you haven't got some trauma that you can identify, hope is not lost. If you find yourself going in and out, feeling good, feeling bad for no particular reason, hope is not lost. You experience an emotional flashback. I'm going to teach you some ways coming up on how to deal with those. Always believe.